Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we have today is the Hatsukokoro, probably butchered that, but my apologies, Shirogami, our white number 2 Honesuki 150mm knife. The steel on these, what they are, well, let's back up a little bit. So they are what's called a single bevel. They are 2 layers, and the layer, this is a right-handed style knife for a righty. I'm a lefty, but this is a right-handed style knife for a right-hander. So they've got cladding on this side, and then the core steel mainly throughout the blade, but the cladding does cover the top just a little bit, and it spills over there, as you'll see when I give you some close-ups. So it's 2 layers instead of 3 layers. The core steel is what's known as Shirogami, or white paper number 2. Heat treat should be in the 61 Rockwell range, maybe 62, and so that's a reactive steel. The cladding is also reactive, so it's a soft iron reactive cladding as well, so it's an all-reactive blade. The weight and dimensions on these can vary a little bit from knife to knife. This particular one is 152 grams or 5.4 ounces. Edge length is 145 millimeters or 5.7 inches, and the overall length is about 11 inches or 280-ish millimeters. These types of knives are meant for working on poultry, and they've got a pretty task-specific orientation to them. The thickness of the spine generally is pretty stiff and thick. That's normal. So this one I measured about 3.8 at the back and about 3.4 here, and then you've got that corner turn towards the tip, and then you've got the some people call it chisel grind. This is the better shot for the chisel grind. So it's a single bevel. The height is about 43.5 millimeters. And then the handles are octagonal, wenge with buffalo horn ferrule. Very nice handles. They've left a little bit of a gap here where the tang goes into the handle. That's an intentional style look to it. It's not by accident. And then the fit and finish on these is very, very good. So let's get our beauty shot and then we'll dive into that. So this is the right side of the blade. Again, this is meant for a right-handed person. And they've got some hand-engraved kanji there. It's a little bit different. They've used very small chisel strokes in there, but it looks to me like hand-engraved. You've got kind of a diagonal finish on the cladding on the right side of the blade. Then you've got the grind towards the edge. Here's your cladding. Here's where it peeks out to the core steel. Very nice Kasumi traditional style finish here. And then the left side of the blade on these is slightly concave. It's known as an ura. And here's the cladding coming over the top. You actually grind the back side by putting it completely flat on hopefully a very flat sharpening stone, and you work the edges. So this helps reduce suction and such on the back with that slight concave. These are stiff, thin at the tip for working into those areas of poultry, ball joints and such, to get in there, do some detail work for taking those apart. The blades are straight. Grinds look pretty clean. A little hard to tell on single bevels until you actually put them on the stones when you need to do something to them. But out of the box edge, I'll give it 5 out of 10. You can definitely make this sharper. It's kind of a quick edge on it. And balance point's not as critical on these, but there's your balance point right about there. We'll do a little bit more close up to it. So here again, here's the left side of the blade, a little bit diagonal finish on it. Again, slight concave to it. Here's the right side of the blade. Not really going to do a cutting board on these. They tend to be fairly low belly. That's pretty normal for this style of blade. But just a really nice fit and finish on here. Polish on the spine. You've got some rounding and polish on the choil. Just very nice work on these. And they look to be very well crafted. So this is the Hatsukokoro Shirogami Honesuki 150mm knife.